Hello everyone, Surat back here, and yeah, it's good. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I'm doing the sequel to Metal Gear pretty much immediately after doing Metal Gear. And yes, this is still the NES. This is the NES sequel to Metal Gear. And I'm going to talk about that for a second here, so strap in. So, if you recall from when I talked about this in, the original Metal Gear Let's Play, like, 11 or so videos ago, you recall that the NES Metal Gear was not developed with Hideo Kojima's input. Well, the team that made the NES Metal Gear made their own sequel to it, roughly the same time Hideo Kojima and his team were making the sequel to the MSX version of Metal Gear. As such, they are two very different things. At least what I've heard. I have never experienced the MSX Metal Gear or its sequel. But yeah, apparently Kojima saw enough out of both the NES Metal Gear and the NES Snake's Revenge here that he incorporated a good deal of it into what came to be Metal Gear Solid. So despite the fact that this game and the prequel both are very much should not exist territory, well, without them we get a very different Metal Gear Solid, and I don't know if it would match up to the Metal Gear Solid we did end up getting and that became a big, major freaking hit. And the reason Hideo Kojima is as widely known as he is. So, with that out of the way, we're going to play this. I don't like it as much as the prequel. I will admit that right now. It begins you a little less, I don't know, stupidly. Stupidly is the word I'm going for. The beginning to this feels much less stupid than the beginning to Metal Gear. But such is life, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So anyway, let's get started, shall we? There is a password system. So yeah, they received information that there's a weapon. Is it Metal Gear, which you didn't actually see 3 years ago? So we're going to hear about John. We're going to hear about Nick. And these two are going on the mission with us. Unlike the guys who parachuted into the jungle in the original opening scene of Metal Gear, that's a blatant lie. He did not destroy Metal Gear 1, he destroyed the computer which controls it. That's very different from destroying the actual Metal Gear itself. And you will see what I mean. But things are very much exactly the same as you remember them as far as control scheme and such. Except for now the menu pops up at the bottom here. So we're supposed to infiltrate Stronghold. And gotta collect information from our coworkers. One of the major differences we're gonna see is that when you finish out with a menu, you have to go back into the menu, but you have to go back into the menu, so you can select return to go back, but if I wanted to go into the weapons from here, I could. We have a knife, we have a punch, and we have a handgun. The handgun is still a very bad idea to fire off at this stage in the game, because even though we packed a handgun, we did not pack a silencer. We also are carrying the maximum number of bullets we can carry, which is 50 at this point. That, just like the first game, we will eventually secure enough hostages to increase that rank. But here's a slight wrinkle on what they've done. It says punch or knife, The knife will kill anything and will kill people in one hit. The punch will still take 3 hits to kill somebody, but when you kill them with the punch, you have a very small chance to get them to drop either rations or ammo. Yeah, so they kind of incentivize you a little bit to go out and punch people to death. But at the very beginning, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and equip the knife, just because, well, killing things needs to become a priority until you get a silencer for your handgun. So you hit select button to go between the areas, and if you accidentally get out into the menu, you just get back up there. We'll look at our equipment, our very empty equipment list, and our 6 blocks of health. We can go back into the transceiver and get our call again. I have to get onto a stream where we're not getting a call. And right now they're being very nice and firing flares. So something I didn't mention is we are going to run into these things. And if we're in the wrong part of this map, these guys will see us, and then we will die. We're gonna die really fast here, because they are not bad shots. So we're gonna die really quick right here, because I'm busy explaining things. We can select continue here, and it pretty much drops us exactly where we left off for now. Eventually there will be a checkpoint system in place, and if you die in the middle of exploring a place, you can lose progress dying. Unlike the first game, you don't keep everything you died with. It's kind of annoying that way. But we'll still have all this. We're still gonna get the knife. We're still got nothing there. So let's go into the transceiver. So the transceiver has some options here. It has John. We can try to transmit to John. Can try to get to Nick, but Nick isn't answering. Jennifer, not answering. Radar map. Well, no contact. I forget exactly when the radar map actually comes into play. Oh, excuse me. But yeah. So we're gonna have to be very careful. Let's go ahead and get it just so the game marks it down for us. There. So we have to be kind of careful just even on these opening screens, because the gyrocopters are gonna fly by. And they're going to see us if we're in the wrong spots on these opening screens. And until you learn their patterns, I don't know their patterns, so we're probably going to get caught quite a bit. And unfortunately, unlike the first game, running away, we can run into the other screen, but it doesn't actually do us a whole lot of good. They still chase us down. And now, unfortunately, we are now out of the area where they can drop flares in. But thankfully, we are now no longer in the area where gyrocopters are going to fly around and spot us. But we can't see anything here because, well, we can't see every path. Luckily, I kind of know the path around here, and I know that if we go off to the left, we will eventually find the spot with rations in it. We will have to dodge many searchlights, and if you notice, where we need to go is the top, because the left and right are, or left and down are down dead ends. We need to go to the top. And when we come back on the screen, that searchlight is going to be like right on us. So we're going to need to come as far over to the left as we can and just try to book it straight down. Because if you try this, you get spotted. Although if you can land right where they are, you can sit there and knife them to death. But you see that you can't hide here, so you're going to have to get there and then book straight down and hope the searchlight doesn't catch you immediately. But now we've got rations, and we can pick up 3 rations. Well, we can store 3 rations. And just like in the first game, we can keep going in and out of a place. But we're gonna have to pretty much line up with this and just do that. But if you don't realize this, how many did I pick up? 3? Okay. If you do not realize this when you first play this game, that searchlight catches you, and getting all those rations turn out to be for not a whole lot because, well, you get caught like almost immediately. Now we need to go up. And once again, that searchlight is going to catch us unless we sprint this way, let it pass us. And we find a hostage. Luckily, this game doesn't have the same problem that the first game did, in that it's much harder to make your windows disappear by accident. So you're in a lot less danger of accidentally shooting a hostage by trying to advance the text. Ah, nuts. But yeah, when you get caught, they send 3 dudes after you, and if you can take them out, if you can take them out by punching them, it's not a bad way to generate a bunch of rations and ammo and such. This one, we can go up or left, and I want to go up. Also, remember, we have to just kind of sprint through any area that area we come from the top down in. Also, beware of that. Now, here there is a way north. There's also a way east from here, but it's kind of on the useless side at the moment. In fact, you cannot use the directional pad to get the text to go away. You have to use the A button, which means you still have to be careful, but you're not going to accidentally hit the directional pad to get away from something, hit the A button, and still be facing the hostage you just freed to shoot them. So let's sprint down. And we need to pretty much go back the way we came, because the plot don't advance down here. Yeah. Nope. Not far enough over. Believe it or not, we're almost done with the jungle section here. To an extent, anyway. We have 2 more stops here. This jungle section is much more brutal than the previous section. But we come up here, we refill our ammo. We take our call, and we get a call from John. And now it says hide at the main gate to receive information. He ain't kidding. We're gonna go ahead and refill our health here before we do the next bit. Yeah, there we go. Get right in range here because we have one more scene we gotta get. The sauce, damn it. You know, they almost never actually see you. That's the thing. You can walk in the middle of the goddamn room and they won't see you most of the time. So, he arrived at point A, so we're putting the plan into effect. So if we just patiently wait here now. Also, you notice I don't have a life meter because this is a cutscene. And the plan was for John to lure to get the guards, have them escort him in, and then for us to follow him in. This is also a cutscene. I do not control this. So yeah, now we are in the first building. It's close to time to where I'd want to call it a video. But yeah, you see that now we have a door here. There is one thing I want to do before I call it a video, and that would be get the silencer. The silencer is actually, it's in the jungle now. It wasn't in the jungle a second ago, but now it's in the jungle. And now that we have card 1, we can actually get, or now that we have access to card 1, we'll get there. I can actually go ahead and get it. However, it is going to involve me shanking some people here. Just like that, even though I didn't mean to be seen by that guy. That's annoying. But we walk in this door. Card 1 just laying out in the middle of the floor. But yeah, we're close to the point in time that I would feel somewhat safe switching over into fists. Not there yet. And definitely not time to start using the gun. So, equipment. Excuse me. Up here is keycard 2, and behind it is probably one of the more important items in the game, which we will get keycard 2 soon. But now, we have a silencer. So we're going to go back in here, and I'm going to mark this a good stopping spot, because we've gotten past... It's not the worst area in the game by far, but it is a place that will trip up so many people just starting out, and they end up hating it. They end up not wanting to play the game because that jungle section is really goddamn annoying to get through. But we have made it into the building, and now we can begin the espionage proper. And as we go, there will be quite a few differences we will show off between this and the original game. Well, not the original game. The NES original Metal Gear. I've got to be careful about saying that because there are two original Metal Gears. Oh well, anyway. Yeah, that'll be all for now. Next time, well, the main goal will be getting a hold of keycard 2 and clearing out this area completely. But that's for next time. So until then, take care, everyone.